Okay, we're here. I'm just going to work on something real quick. And we will hang out with Ben upstairs in a few minutes. Let's see. Welcome in, everyone. A handful of people coming in here. Right now, I am going to show you guys something pretty cool. I'm just getting the chat set up. I got a teleprompter, so now I can read chat right here, and I can see what you guys are saying. So, bro, so special, best wishes. Thank you, Mystery. And I want to say your name correctly. It says Razieni. What's a good way to? You come in pretty often. You're one of our regulars. What's a good? What can I call you? What do you go by? Am I pronouncing that right? What's a good way to? You come in. Oh, don't want that. Welcome in, everyone. I am just setting up some stuff for our Twitch, for our YouTube, just so we can see our chat upstairs. Yen is my short name. Okay, Yen. Okay, thank you. That actually is very helpful. Yeah, so I'm setting up some stuff for us. We can see it upstairs. This is good. Okay, I think we're all set. Let me cast this upstairs. And I'm going to show you guys something cool because we have a couple things we want to show you, or that I want to show you, from Ben's new software update. So we updated a couple things, and it's very exciting because Ben is getting some additional features, and those additional features are going to be added to the Foundation's website. So for those of you who maybe haven't been here, first of all, welcome in. We have a nonprofit that we just started, and we've had quite a few people help us with funding, which is amazing. And with that, it's basically, just to explain what the nonprofit does, it's basically a place to collaborate and share some of our software. And we invite others who are creators to come in and share their software and their applications, and also invite people to come and learn how to build software and applications, as well as learn from some other platforms. So we offer advice and some resources and educational material. I'm creating guides so that way people can learn how to build what I built for Ben, as well as I'm putting out a hub on the narbehouse website that's going to have a bunch of Ben's games. We already have one game up, his Peggle-like game. If you guys are interested in playing that or want to see what that's like, just let us know. We can put a link in the chat. But that is already available on our website. And I am working on creating a keyboard. Well, the keyboard is done. I'm going to show you. I just had to fix one thing on it. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. And also a phrase board for people. So there are plenty of keyboards and phrase boards out there. Trust me, there are probably hundreds, and there's quite a few that are already well known. Things like Cough Drop, things like Seaboard, things like asterisks by grid. I'll show you a few of those, and I'll just mention that these are the ones that are available online. We're not trying to replace those. We are just creating something that someone could use that is enabled with 2 switches or auto scanning. And I'll show you what I mean. Hi, Christine. Welcome in. We are just, I'm just going through some stuff we're going to be working on today. I'll show you guys some cool stuff I'm doing. Okay, so just to show you kind of what stuff is here. You guys don't need to see all my stuff on here. Let's get rid of desktop icons. You don't need to see those. Okay, so how do I move my camera now? I guess I do that. That works. Okay, so I'll show you the grids by asterisk. That's gonna be the first thing. So asterisk grid. Hello, Dark Tech. Welcome in. So this is a free software that a lot of people use for speech boards, and it's called AAC, right? It's just an alternative way for people to express themselves and communicate using a phrase board. Now, this is all built, and it's really well documented. It's amazing. I'm not saying this couldn't be used by Ben. This isn't something that Ben is interested in using, so we built our own. But whenever someone talks to us and asks for advice, we always say the first thing you need to identify, and this is something that a lot of people forget, is how to essentially figure out what someone is capable of doing. And finding someone's capabilities is very crucial, because if you don't know, then it's going to be very hard for you to adapt systems to get it, to get them working on a computer. So the first challenge that we always recommend people look into before even exploring something like this is saying, what kind of input methods can you get, and then figuring out what the person would like to do, right? So just figuring out what essentially input methods that you can do for yes and no is a really good one. For Ben, it's left and right head movements. Some people might be able to use a hand. Some people might be able to use facial gestures. Some people might be able to use even breathing in and out. There are a bunch of different input methods, and we're going to be putting a guide online on our foundation that's going to show all this stuff. But there's a lot of this stuff that already exists, and other places that you can go to are places like openaac.org. This is another website, and this is for people who are just joining us, who are maybe interested in learning about this stuff, or people who are looking through our live streams and trying to figure out, like, hey, I need to know, what to do for my loved one. Where can I start? I always recommend places like openaac.org, places like Asterisk Grid. These are places for you to get started. The foundation, our foundation, NARBE Foundation, is really about getting a little bit more advanced and building stuff yourself, and also access to games that we build for Ben. So it is another layer, but the base layer should always be obviously talking to a speech language pathologist, an occupational therapist, experts in the field. We will never claim that we are experts. We are not experts. We are just a family that creates DIY solutions for Ben, and we're trying to proliferate those solutions so other people can use it, right? And again, this is just the very basics. So the first thing you got to do is go to these types of websites. Go find local SLPs, occupational therapists, things, people can get you where you need to go. Ben, for example, couldn't use a lot of stuff. He was progressing pretty quickly, so it was hard for him to stay on top of the systems that they recommended. So that's why I had to build my own. And there's a lot of people out there who are in the same situation, but they don't know how to build their own. So we are going to be doing that. So I should say we're not certified. So yeah, we're not certified, I should say. We're not classically trained certified specialists, right? We are just a family that has learned as we go along, and if you want to call us experts, great. We will never call ourselves experts. We're always learning. I'm always learning. So let's just catch up on chat. What are you doing right now? I'm explaining how to access some of this stuff for AAC users. Some of the basics. We're not affiliated with these. These are free ones. These are nonprofits that exist already. Okay. You only reach level 16 in medium, and hard mode is also, you guys can make it such that you save progress each session. It takes 15 minutes, so yeah. Yeah, so we'll figure that out. You know, it's just a beta test right now, so we'll make more of that stuff a little bit, you know, better. You know, and we're always open to having people join our Discord. So if you don't know, we have a Discord available. Join our Discord so that way you can help us with games, maybe some new ideas for the games. We're always willing to implement them and put them up online. The idea is our nonprofit is going to be a hub for all of that stuff. Okay, so our narbehouse initiative, which is our social media stuff, the stuff you're seeing right here. And then we have the foundation initiatives, which is separate, right? We will never advertise the narbehouse stuff on the foundation. And I will never come to you as someone who's a part of the foundation who recommends using NARBEhouse's stuff. That'll never be official because transparency is important. We do make, you know, there's a small amount of money made, you know, from our NARBEhouse initiatives, just full transparency, which are like t-shirt, you know, merch sales and things like that, and like a little bit of advertising, but it's not much. But we have to be very transparent that the foundation is all the donations, everything to the foundation, it's going toward all of our initiatives to proliferate, you know, software and equipment to families who need it. That's really what that's about, right? So I just got to be super transparent about that. So, where can we find the Discord link? So the Discord link, I think it periodically pops up, but actually I can, let me see. I'll just grab the link right here. Let's go like this. This is the foundation's link. It's on the website. So if you go to narbefoundation.org, it's at the bottom of the page. But let me see if I can just get a link here. Let's see if this works. Maybe you can click on that. That should work. But you can join the Discord right there. That should work. And we're always welcoming people to learn, to give feedback, to help us with creating stuff. Like it's an open area where we're discussing things like hardware and DIY stuff and things that are available already that maybe people do want to pay for, they just don't know about, right? It's everything and anything, right? It's really just a community to help each other out. Okay, so real quick, OpenAAC, just to get back to this. So just so you guys know, there's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of information about developing AAC devices. There's a lot of information about different software that works. It's a really great resource. I highly recommend you guys check this out if you are new to this and you're just trying to figure out how to help your loved one communicate. Okay, this is great. Obviously, like I said, SLPs and occupational therapists are also the best place to start, right? The grid, asterisk grid, there are other ones like this, but this one's really cool. You can get phrase boards they speak for you and they do all this stuff. So I'm sure you guys can hear that, but you know, let's see, let's see, want party. To go party.
Go party.
I want to go party. I want to go party, right? Just saying, this is a really good place to start. Now, I'm going to work on something that I built for Ben, and I'm going to show you guys how I work on it, and then we're going to go upstairs with Ben. It's only take about 10 or 15 minutes or so, so just bear with me. I want to show this. If someone gets value out of this watching the VOD, I really hope they see this and say, oh, he can build this, I can build it too. So this is just one thing. Real quick, just so you guys can see what I was talking about before I get into that. So we do have a Peggle game. This is a Peggle-like game that we built for Ben, just so you guys know. This is what I think Abdullah was talking about. Or is Abdullah was talking about before. This is literally a game,
custom game
that you can play
exit game
with
play
just
game.
your space bar and enter button. So you can play this completely independently. It's on our website already. You can try it out. We're building more stuff like this constantly. Okay, so this is just a very simple game. You can also create custom games, and I'm going to be making the level editor available for everyone too. So you can also do it. Can you please read my previous comment? Let me see. Also, ChatGPT keeps making me go in circles for my research related to command line terminal stuff. You guys made custom stuff without prior knowledge. Also, I posted my disability story. Please check it out. Okay, we'll check it out after this. Yeah, so as far as ChatGPT, like, we'll have some guides for some things that we built. Again, it's going to be your mileage may vary on a lot of the tools and a lot of the things we recommend. This has worked for us because it has been just a constant trial and error. And I'm going to give as much information as I have, but I am not a developer per se or a programmer per se. I'm just someone who knows how to use natural language to get the AI to do what I need it to do. Like this game, I was able to build this game just by telling it what I wanted. Okay, so this game is just, I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but it's really just a game where you can, you know, shoot pegs around. You know, it's a Peggle game, right? It has different abilities, different power-ups, and things like that. Ben loves this game. This is probably the coolest looking game he has. You get different power-ups. You get chances to get more, you know, life, invincibility, extra balls. But it has 20 levels. And like I was saying earlier, you can build your own versions of this. You know, you can even blow up these balls, these bricks, you know, so that we can get by them. So the levels get harder and harder as you play it. You get points, you get all this stuff. So it's really cool. We built this so that way Ben could have a good time playing. It takes him like, you know, 15, 20 minutes to play it. And we have a way to do custom levels. So if I go to the home button, also these buttons up here, they expand for mouse play. So if you click on this little bar up here, this little crosshair, this is for someone using eye gaze or head tracking, where they can use head tracking to click on this. It'll expand when they get up to it. They can click anywhere on it, so it's easy to click on.
Mouse play on. And
use head tracking or eye tracking with their mouse. Okay? Very cool. Very easy to use. We also, as I was saying before, we also have
main menu.
Yeah, everything's text to speech. Everything's very visible and easy to understand what's going on. We also have custom games. Okay, so you can do a hard custom game. We have the narbehouse custom game. We are making this available. The Builder app, very easy to utilize. So I'm going to be putting that online as well. And you can submit your games to us, and we will load it. If it's a cool game and we think other people will like it, whether it's an easy mode game, maybe more built for kids or people with like certain limitations. If you want to build something like that and you're like, hey, I think this would be fun for other people, you can submit it to us and we will load it on our website. If you, for example, don't want to load it on your website, but you want it for yourself and you're using it on your computer, if you go to custom game, you can actually do a built-in campaign and you can, sorry, not built-in, you can actually load your own campaign.
Pause menu.
That will be on, if you download the game, you can download it and you can actually enter your own campaign that you have. It's not on this one currently, but that's what we're going to add. So you can build your own custom one and then load it up yourself. You don't have to have it on our server to use it. It'll allow you to go into it and pull out your own.
Main menu.
And you can save it on your computer, like I was saying. Anyway, so that's really cool. I love that feature. That's like one of my favorite things. Okay. Make sure this is still going. All right. So let's go to Visual Studio. I'm going to show you guys Ben's new keyboard. My old students would love to customize their Peggle game. So cool. Yeah, it's I have a great time building this stuff. All right, I'm going to show you guys a couple things real quick. Let me just go into some of these folders so I can grab the right thing. So we do have a phrase board and a phrase builder that I'm putting together. So this is the first thing I'm going to show you today. Just real quickly, just as an update of what I'm building, what's going to be available on the website. This is going to be a fully custom phrase board builder. Okay, it automatically pulls images from open images as you type your phrases. So for example, if I want to add a phrase to basic, let's add a phrase. Just give me an example of a phrase I should add. If you guys want to do that, it loads down here. We can delete this one. You can add custom colors to the phrase. You can highlight all of them and change the color if you want. You can change individual colors so that way they don't show up as blue. Maybe you want them to show up as orange. Okay. And I'll show you what this looks like in the actual thing. We'll do just, we'll call this Peggle. I don't know, we'll just call this Peggle. Peggle. Okay, we'll say, I want to play Peggle. Okay, it's going to automatically load an image based on the context, but if you want something different, let's just say type peg. Let's see if peg pops up. So, I don't know, here's a little peg thing. So you can use that as the image. But it has a bunch of images from open images. Okay. So now we have the peg game in here, okay? So we'll call it Peggle in here. It lives in here. That's great. All right, so we have this whole thing. You can make a bunch of different categories. You can literally make a giant tree. You can make a keyboard out of this. You can even add, I'm working on this now, videos. So you can make a button, go to a YouTube video. It'll play in full screen, and it'll have a little close button for someone to just use 2 buttons to close the video. So it's going to be a very cool, easy to navigate, easy to build phrase board for people. And I'll show you the keyboard after. So this is the phrase board. I'm going to be putting this online probably either today or tomorrow. so that way people can use it and play with it. Okay, this is AAC, but we don't specifically do AAC. This is supposed to be something that I want to create that people can have. If the other stuff doesn't work for them, they can try this, and I'll be showing how I built this. Okay, so this is the full. I love how this was built. Like, I'm very happy with how this came out. This is all just using AI. All right, so. And you can save it to your browser. So you save this to your browser, it'll automatically load it in the phrase board thing. Okay, so let's go to the phrase board. So this is what the phrase board looks like. This is the first version. Don't get on me about this. This is going to change a lot. Okay, phrase board has a bunch of stuff. You can change things like grid sizes. Again, this is all using spacebar and enter. You can do all of this yourself just with spacebar and enter. Change how big they load. I'll be changing how this looks. I'll get better highlights and stuff. You can change things like highlight colors. Okay, you hold down the enter button, it goes back to row select mode and things like that. So
row 2.
It's really cool. We'll go to, you can change sentence structure. You can change like how loud it is. Sorry, not how loud it is. You can change like your voices. You can do all this stuff. Okay.
Row 1.
It's very, very easy to use.
Settings. Load
very cool. We can load everything as a CSV, so it actually exports everything as a spreadsheet. So when I open this spreadsheet, now the spreadsheet that I created opens in here, and now we have our feelings. Let's go to happy. So you say I'm happy,
row 1,
and we can play it.
Sentence, delete word, sentence, row 1.
I'm happy. Okay. So this is going to look better. This is just the first version. I'm going to be making the text bigger and things like that. I'm going to be making the highlights a little bit better. But this is literally a full phrase board that anyone can build themselves. Custom. They can customize their entire phrase board however they want. Okay. We go back to settings. You can change the grid size. Let's say someone really can't see very well. You can just make it a 2x2, you know, and everything will load as a 2x2. Okay. So it's literally just going to be this. Okay. We have other settings in here.
Row 2, row 1.
And yeah, so let's go to 6x6 just so we can see everything. All right, let's turn off. Where is it? There's a few things I got to change in here. There we go. Now it's off. Okay. But yeah, this is going to be a full phrase board that's going to be easy to understand, easy to use, that you can customize. We're going to have default phrase boards in there. And again, we'll have things like media. You can go and click on media. You can get to videos and all that stuff. This is going to be very cool. And I think people are going to be able to use this. It'll live on our website for people to utilize. Okay. And I'm going to show how I built this too in a video at some point in a guide. All right. And then the last thing I'm going to show you and we're going to fix for Ben is his keyboard. So Ben has a keyboard. Let me close this. I don't need the phrase builder open right now. We're going to go to Ben's new keyboard. We are going to load the server, run the server, and then we are going to open new Chrome window. Okay. Here's Ben's new keyboard. Check this out. So Ben's going to demonstrate this for you, but the predictive text is better. Okay.
Controls.
So if Ben wanted to say something about himself,
B, C, D, E.
We can type, let's say, Ben.
GHIJMM N.
So we can go up to predictive text. The same way it works. Instead of predictive text being on the bottom, now it's on the top for him.
Beneath.
Okay.
Benny.
He can say Benny.
Benny. Bench.
And then he can say is. Predictive text is pretty good now. Is. Let's see. Let's say cool. Let's see if cool pops up pretty quickly. This is all with two buttons, guys. This is all just using spacebar and enter. Okay, cool is in predictive text, so I hold down enter.
Coming. Cool.
Goes up to predictive text. Cool.
Come.
Hold down spacebar, so it goes up to the predictive text. I mean, sorry, to the text bar.
Benny is cool.
Ben is cool. You notice that it doesn't have like punctuation or anything. This is just very simple, so that way he can say things quickly to us. Okay.
Benny
this is
cool.
Huge. So all this stuff. The other thing that's cool in here, there's settings. Okay. There's things like voice. You can change voice.
Voice changed to Microsoft Mail 2. Voice changed to Microsoft.
Now he can have a few different voices. He can change
green,
his theme.
Purple, orange, red.
He can have
default.
the theme back to default. He can change the volume in here. Now this isn't something that we're going to have online because it needs system settings to do this. But for him, he can change volume. For other people, it'll just have theme, scan speed, voice, and a couple of visual things for him, okay, or for them to use. This would be cool for people with illnesses like me, chronic fatigue syndrome with limited energy. Speaking and communicating takes a lot of energy. That's, you know, I'm hoping that this just works, you know, for anyone who wants to use it. Really, I'm building this so that way people have something. You know, I know there are other stuff out there that exists, but more options isn't bad, you know, and I'm trying to build more stuff that people can use, you know, not just for people like Ben, but for anyone, right? And if you get the spark of like innovation, creativity, motivation, whatever, to build something, build, you know, I think that the more options, the better for people. You know, everyone should have access to communication and, you know, accessibility to things that they want to do on the computer, right? Like watch a show or play a game. All right, so let's close this. So this is Ben's new keyboard, right? Ben's new keyboard is, I love this thing. It's very cool. It's very fun. All right, we need to add something to it, though. We're going to add it today together right now, and then we're going to go upstairs and see Ben. All right, so right here, this little spot right here next to voice, or next to theme, wherever, we'll say theme, scan speed, voice, whatever. Theme. We are going to add a new theme. A new option, and I'm going to do this with Vibecoding. I'll show you how I do it. So in the settings area, we want to have a new feature called highlight color. Okay, so it's going to be called highlight, and it's going to have a bunch of different colors that you can toggle through, and that's what I'm going to do. Is we're going to change that
volume.
So we're going to go into, we're going to close this server. We don't need the server open. Okay. We are going to go to, we're just going to open up all these guys, style, all this stuff, and we are going to close this, say done. We're using Claude Sonnet for this one. Okay. And we are going to make sure we are opening all the files just so it can change anything it needs to in there. Make sure there's nothing in there that's not open. Okay. So we're going to say we need, this is plain text, we need to add another option in the settings menu called highlight. This setting will toggle between, let's say, 6 different highlight colors, yellow being default. Let's get, I don't know, what colors do we need? Let's get a pink highlight, orange highlight. Let's just say get highlight colors for, let's say, pink, green, orange, black, white, and purple. Right, is that good? Say purple and red. Okay, so now this should add a setting. Watch this. This is really cool. I'm just going to send this to it. This is awesome. I want to show you guys why this is so cool. Okay. AI is listening to my plain English. Okay. And it is saying, hey, how can I make these changes for you? And now it has changed it. Okay. It has just changed it in the index. Okay. It's going to change the style now. So the index is done. We're going to check this to make sure it works. Bro, I've seen a lot of your videos. You're doing such a good job for Ben. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Dylan. Welcome in, dude. Thank you for being here. I'm just showing how I vibe code something really quickly. We're going to go hang out with Ben in about 2 minutes. I just want to show you guys how quick and easy it is to vibe code to create like meaningful changes to software that I built for my brother that I'm hoping other people can learn from and build their own stuff too, right? I'm going to be releasing a lot of this stuff. All the stuff I build is free. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have an incentive to make a bunch of money off this stuff. I feel like AI is improving so rapidly that there's no reason to try to make money off of something when you should just be trying to do the right thing and getting people to use this stuff. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many elements to this that are just, to me, go beyond the that capitalist mindset, right? Like, I understand like how that is very important in our culture, you know, for various reasons. But for me, trying to make money off of the most vulnerable population feels predatory and wrong. So for me, I would much rather, if we need funding, I would much rather reach out to people who can give so that way we can keep helping the vulnerable people in our population. And that might be me helping people just by learning how to do this stuff. It might be by me creating a handful of tools that they can use. It might be by me just reaching out to other individuals who are doing similar things and giving them some inspiration to actually want to help others, right? That's a big thing. Okay, so this has literally just went through all the code and it just made the change. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so we're going to start the server again because the server is what runs this thing. Okay, and we are going to go to Chrome, and let's run it. Oh, by the way, you can make this as small as you want to run. Okay, so let's go to settings. Check this out. You guys see this? What just added? Did you guys see what just got added?
Volume, theme,
Okay,
scan speed,
still use
voice,
spacebar. Let's see. Oh, we got pink.
green,
We got green.
orange,
We got orange.
black,
We got black. We
white,
got white.
purple,
We got purple.
red, yellow.
All right, so
pink,
let's use
green.
let's use green. Okay. So we'll use
Close.
green, close settings. Look at
Predictive
this.
text.
Do you guys see how
Controls.
easy that was to
A, B,
change?
C, D, E, F.
Did you see how fast that was?
G, H, I, J, K, L. M, N, O, P, Q, R.
I just
S, T,
made
U,
that
V,
change
W, X.
without,
Scan speed.
like,
highlight.
it took no
orange,
time, right?
Black.
We could
white,
toggle through whatever we
purple.
want. Okay?
Settings.
So now
closed.
we have purple
Predictive
highlights. Okay?
controls.
So
A,
again,
B, C, D, E, F.
this is what I'm talking about. You can use AI, and I'll show you guys my tools. I'm going to be making a whole series about this, how you can show, using the tools I use. I can show the tools I use. There is a subscription I pay, right? It's like 30 or 40 bucks a month, but it is so worth it and so powerful. So I pay the subscription. I use Visual Studio Code. I just talk to ChatGPT. I build out my outline. Now, I didn't just say, hey, build me a keyboard. Obviously, there was more to this for it to understand what I built. But I'll show you how to make an outline for those things. So the process works like this. I'll just go over it briefly, but I'm going to make a full demonstration about this at some point. We are going to make a demo that's going to show you exactly how I build these kinds of apps. But just so you know for now, the idea is you go into AI, any AI of your choice that you like. I use ChatGPT. You can use whatever you like. Use Claude, use whatever. You ask, you tell it your idea. You walk through an outline of how that idea works. You build out a framework. For a keyboard, for example, it's literally saying, I need to build a keyboard for my brother who only has access to spacebar and enter. He needs to have ways to scan through the buttons in rows, needs ways to scan through each letter individually, and be able to get back and forth between menus. You talk about it, you think it through, you figure it out, right? Once you figure it out, you say, okay, let's build a very simple framework. It will send you some HTML code, it'll send, or whatever you're building it in. You can build it in Python, you can build it in whatever you like. You test it. Once you test it, then you bring it into your code editor, and you start playing, and you say, okay, let's, using plain language, okay, I notice this is happening. Can we change this to this? I notice this is happening. Can we change this to that? This stuff is that powerful, and I want people to use it for that reason, okay? It is so important to me to proliferate these ideas so that way we can do this and no one has to go without a voice. And it can go really far. You can code a lot of stuff. Keyboards and phrase boards are actually very simple. Coding things like, hey, a messenger app that uses Discord like I built for Ben, that took me a little while, but I was able to do it. And I was able to do it using plain language and having AI give me the code. Things like his accessing all of his favorite shows and movies. You might ask yourself, hey, how can Ben access his favorite shows and movies when he can't close the browser or press play on the browser? Well, let's build some tools that will give him a scan and select option using his spacebar and enter, so that way he can get in and out of browsers. And let's make it so that way when he clicks on a link, it will full screen for him and auto play for him. All those things can be built. All those things can be easily done. It can take just a few days. If you're someone out there who's like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, you can build it with AI. You can build it so easily with AI, and I need people to understand this. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to help guide you. I'm here to help others learn what this is. I'm here to help build some of that stuff so that way the foundation can have it and use it. This keyboard is going to be on our foundation's website. It will live there for free. It's going to be on the narbehouse website, and we're licensing it to the NARBE Foundation so they can use it for free, okay, forever, all right? we don't charge for this stuff. So even on my GitHub, you guys can access this. It's already there. It's already available. What I'm saying is it's going on our foundation, so that way there's a hub for a keyboard, for a phrase board, and a bunch of Ben's games. So that way people can communicate and play some games. I'm telling you, man, this is we're trying to change how we do things around here. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that we could do, and we can make a big impact on people's lives if we can keep doing it. All right. Ugh. Anyway, sorry. I get very passionate about this stuff, so that was fun. I'm happy you guys saw it. You guys saw I just made a change. It's going to be live on Ben's computer in a minute, and you guys will show him. So it automatically updates to Ben's computer upstairs. I have this on a shared drive. So Ben's computer is on a shared drive. It's a OneDrive. OneDrive basically just auto updates every few minutes. So that way, if he's not in his app or if he's in another app, it'll automatically, you know, refresh it, and he'll be able to pull it up. So any changes I make, if he's like, hey, if he's having a problem with like one of his apps, I'll see what it's doing. I'll load it up on my computer. I'll make the change. It'll automatically update on his computer. This is all by myself with AI. I have not. I had someone who helped me with the inspiration, and his name is Dan Bacher from the Speak Your Mind Foundation. The Speak Your Mind Foundation is basically an organization like the NARBE Foundation, trying to help people with custom solutions, custom software, custom solutions. They're awesome. I wanted to take it another step further and we created our foundation because we realized there was a big need for people to build their own stuff. They shouldn't have to rely on a developer anymore to build these little bespoke solutions. So Dan took a lot of his time and energy to create a custom little thing for Ben. And I said, why couldn't I do this using AI? And that's what I did. So that's where this thing all sparked. And I'm like, hey, if I can build as a robust of a system for Ben I mean, it was like no time considering like how many hours it would have taken probably like 10 years ago. This took no time, you know, like as AI is getting better and understanding natural language, it is getting faster and faster and faster at building these kinds of solutions. And that's the thing. We need to teach people that this is possible. We need to teach people that you can do this. And we need a community of people who are coming together and teaching each other how to prompt AI and giving their information. And this is also going to go into the hardware realm. We're already reaching out to people saying, hey, can you help us with DIY solutions for hardware, switches, and, you know, different things. There's already free software out there for things like head tracking. If you guys didn't see before, we have the head tracking app that we built that is available. It's on my GitHub right now. In fact, let me just show you guys that real quick, because this is actually one of the coolest things that I've built, just talking to ChatGPT briefly on my phone. I did this on my phone. So let me just go to my GitHub and pull it, because I don't think I have it on my computer for some reason. It's called the 5-minute AAC. Okay. So I'm going to load this. I'm going to download this. This is honestly so cool. All right. So we're just going to load this up. I'll show you this before we go upstairs. Sorry, I get so passionate about this stuff, and I want you guys to kind of like understand why. All right. So let's go new. Text document. We'll call this AAC.html. So you guys watch this carefully. So we made a video about this. A lot of you might have missed it because we have a lot of new people here. But I'm going to show you this. We built this. We have a video about this already online. Here we go. Let me load this up on my computer. Ready? Check this out. Who's ready? Is everyone here and ready? All right. I'm going to load this up. Okay, watch this. This is gonna look at my camera. All right. It actually might have an issue because I might have to do a virtual camera. Let me start a virtual camera so that way it can see my face. Okay. Camera in use. Let's see if we can reload this. I might have to close Chrome and redo it. But this thing will take my inputs. This will just take my standard facial inputs and use all the. This is basically a phrase board for just face inputs. Let me see how I can do this again. I might be able to open it in Firefox. Open with Firefox. Maybe that'll be better. OBS. There we go. Allow. There we go. Okay, this works. Okay, take a look at this. Okay, so this is looking at my face. All right, so I open my mouth to scan, I think, and I close my eyes to select. Ready? You guys see that? I did this in like 5 or 10 minutes using ChatGPT. It was so simple to build this. I need you guys to understand how simple this was to build. All right. This thing right here is a giant example, one of the best examples of how you can use AI to help someone. You can change how this works. I can change this so it'll recognize my right and left head movements. I can change this so that way it'll notice head tilts, head tilting left and right. Okay. I'm just using facial expressions because facial expressions are easy. So mouth open. Mouth closed. And then we'll close my eyes.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
Okay. Is that not incredible? Don't you think that this is how AI should be used? I think so. I think so. Obviously. So there's so many things we can develop. There's so many things we can do as a species with this newfound technology. And listen, I am not an AI stan for the slop. I am an AI stan for the tools that can be built now that can help people, that can really, really, really help someone like my brother. It already has. We need more people to understand this. We need more people to start utilizing it for this reason, so that way people like my brother will never go without a voice. There are so many families out there right now who I'm assuming are in a level of despair that you couldn't fathom because their loved one is progressing and they have no access and they can't communicate. And they, in a sense, have given up because maybe SLPs don't know what to do in their area, or OTs don't know what to do in their area, or maybe they just don't, they're not, you know, they're not in tune to the tech that's available. What I would like to do is show what we're doing in a big way for those families to see and say, maybe there is a way for us to do something. Maybe there is a way for us to change, you know, my loved one's life and give them access. That is so utterly important to me right now. It is why we have dedicated our, I might get emotional. It is why we have dedicated our time and our energy and our life to Ben. And it's why we realize this is such a good use of our time and energy, using these tools to help people. And I'm so happy we found it. I'm so happy Ben is living with us. I'm so happy I was able to take a step to doing this, because I feel like it's just the beginning, you know, and it's only going to get better. So we need to keep doing this so that way nobody is left without a voice and without some independence. Anyway, all right, we got to go upstairs. Sorry, guys. That was way longer than I wanted it to be. All right. So as you know, we have a way of going upstairs with my camera. I'm very technical. I would never say that I'm an expert in anything, but I'm pretty technical, like probably more than most, and I need to like realize that, because I do a lot of stuff that people are like, what the heck? And I'm like, well, it's nothing. It's nothing. But honestly, like, I understand that a lot of the stuff I do is a little out of the ordinary. I'm a person who is so ill I have no help, unfortunately, in a different way. Let's see. This is what I live for, because my work was with disabled people. I understand this world is world changing. Thank you. And I honestly, like, if I had to say one thing for people who want to help make a difference, if you're unable to for various reasons, like, you know, just share the message, right? It doesn't have to be for us. It could literally be for just this idea. You know, it doesn't have to be for the narbehouse thing. It just has to be for the idea of what can be possible. I know that we have been very successful in spreading the message because Ben's story is very powerful. But it's not just about Ben and our family and our story. Our story, we love that people are here for our story and our family. But our big push and our overarching mission is always about trying to help people to get access and freedom, and just thinking outside the box and like really adapting that problem solver mentality. What do you guys plan on doing with the NARBE Foundation in the future? So the future plans for NARBE Foundation is going to be, it's to be determined because it's board driven, right? But we have some ideas that we're going to run by our board. And some of those ideas are going to be hardware procurement, developing some of our own hardware and giving them out to families for free, namely like a 2-button switch thing so that way people can use. So basically taking Ben's 2-button switch, procuring a bunch of those 2 buttons and an adapter, sending out a kit to families who need it, and just giving them access to like software saying, hey, go to this website, use the software, use these 2 switches. You have to use a Windows device. Maybe it'll have Mac interface too. But that's a big thing. So the foundation will give people more access, right, by giving them hardware. More things like contests for creating games. We want to do things like create Vibecoding, not just Vibecoded games, but like developer created games for 2-button access, 1 and 2-button access that are really engaging and fun, kind of like what we did with the Peggle game. But instead of me building them all, we want to get more people involved and do like these little micro grants and contests. So basically putting on a contest and saying, hey, let's see how many people we can get to build some tools, and we will have the community vote on them, and then we will give out cash prizes. Like a lot of this stuff. And the thing is, it just benefits the community because now we'll have a bunch of games that people can play and use, and just proliferating this whole idea, right? And getting more people involved. That's the plan. And just seeing where the board and where the community takes us, that's going to be a big thing. That's going to be a big push. Okay. So we're going to hang out with Ben for like, we'll see how long he's got. He's been a little tired today, so maybe a half hour to an hour. Oh. I just realized I don't think the server is running upstairs. There's always little things I got to do. There's always little things I got to do. Let me do that real quick. So we'll head upstairs momentarily, guys. Sorry. I know you guys aren't really here for me. All right. I use this time like to kind of like weasel my way in and let you guys know like what my vision is, right? And telling you like how I want to, kind of push the narbehouse stuff with our whatchamacallit, our Vibecoding and our we call it Accessicoding stuff. But I know a lot of people are not here for that necessarily. You guys are here for Ben. So, just understand that whenever I get on here and you guys see my face right here, if you want to just, pause playback and be like, all right, I don't want to deal with him right now. I get it. You can wait for Ben to appear. Ben definitely is the star. People are here for Ben 100%. And I totally get it. He's the greatest. All right, let me make sure this server's working. You guys hear that? That's Ben coughing upstairs. All right, let's see if this works. All right. Let's see if you guys can see us. Plug in the mic. When people understand access and what's needed, they can see they have things to offer. Video games have made adaptive controllers, for example. They could be collaborative. Yeah, and that's one thing that we find very unfortunate about the gaming space is there's not a lot of games for people like Ben specifically. Ben wants to play games independently, and there isn't like, I built a system for Ben to get to everything he wants on a computer. Literally like a full computer access, right? Not a lot of that stuff exists for someone like Ben who has such limitations, right? So I built that with that in mind, right? Same thing with his games. The games are pretty rudimentary, but they're pretty fun. And I built them with just 2-button access in mind. There's not a lot of games like that someone can access independently the way we built. And that's the big thing, is like just giving people independence. When they have the ability to choose for themselves, it makes it even better, you know? I don't have to wait for a caregiver. I don't have to call someone to me. I could say, hey, I just want to use my computer, and I have all access to all the things I want. I have messaging, I have internet search, I have all my shows and movies I want to watch, and I have a handful of games. And just creating these games has been really fun. And I think we need more games like that are just easy to understand, not reflex-based, not time-based, puzzles, and just like things like puzzlers, like the Peggle game and like Angry Birds, stuff like that. They're just fun, you know, and a time sink for 20, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, right? I am working. I've said this before. I have been working on a game that is a puzzle. Sorry, not puzzle. An adventure game. Think about like Dungeons and Dragons, but with a new way to move. So instead of having a D-pad to move, you literally just have almost like his Peggle game where you scan to pick your direction. You move 5 spaces for every scan, and you can move wherever you want, and you can interact with things in the world by doing that. And you get menus when you get in proximity of certain things, so you can scan and select through those menus. So the it's really endless possibilities. It's just not a lot of people have explored this because there's no money in it. And you know what? I can build this stuff with AI, and I have fun making it, and I would love for people to use it. And if people use it, that's what this is about. You guys could probably get some volunteers and make a game with the story and stuff. Yeah, and that's kind of what we're working on, Bacon, right now. Let's say tech available people with blindness and nonverbal have multiple disabilities can get to access. Sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing this. Now with such tech available, people with blindness and who are nonverbal have multiple disabilities can access so much possibilities get open. Yeah, it's amazing, right? Yeah, we do have our Discord open, so if people want to come in and build, the idea is we want to build a hub where people don't mind sharing, you know, things like their GitHub space or their websites, so that way people can access this stuff. And as we get more of these features, we will add them to our hub on the Foundation site. They need to be vetted, obviously. We want to make sure everything works and is good. But we want to be able to add them to our website and add them to our library, so that way people can access them independently. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, so I believe, are we live? We're live now. All right, let's see if this works. All right, you guys should see me. Cool. I bought this. It's a little teleprompter. So I do a lot of videos. You guys hear the voiceovers and stuff, right? So we do a lot of those, and I didn't have, that's why you guys never see me on camera. And to be fair, I don't think everyone wants to see me on camera, but it kind of limits what we can do when we don't have a teleprompter. So I was like, you know, we'll get a teleprompter, and if we want to, won't be on camera all the time, but just something to cut to. If anyone's in video production, you'll understand how important it is. Okay. Ben's a little out of it? All right.
He's not having the best.
So maybe today, so I gotta let you guys know. Ben's condition is progressive, and he's going to have good and bad days. And it is
a so-so day.
It is a so-so day. And like anyone else, we all have our good and bad days. So we won't subject Ben to too much of this.
Are you pretty tired today?
But he said he'd agree with doing a little bit of a stream today, so we're gonna do a stream for a little while. You want to shut this down, Ben? You want to show people? If you guys want to see, so if you're new here, I'll show you how Ben's software works. He'll show you how his software works.
Not shut down, but
he's not gonna shut it down, but he's gonna do it. So if you guys notice on Ben's computer, I'll walk you through what he's doing. So but I'm going to turn it down a little bit, okay? So effectively, he is using his left button. He's having a hard day, so I'm going to help him a little bit. He's using his left button to scan through these options at the bottom, and he's going to the exit button right now. So he has a bunch of different things like volume controls and play and pause. Now he's back. Now Ben right now is back at his show selector. So right now he's in Futurama. Futurama has all the seasons laid out in here, and he can go to any episode he wants and play it from that episode. So he's going to go back. When he holds down the blue button, which is a space bar, it goes back. It'll go backwards. And now he can go back again, so he can hear back. Back button is always at the top left. Next will always be at the bottom right if there's next. So he has all this stuff on there. So right now he's going to go to communication and show you his keyboard.
Settings.
Settings, he has things like volume control. He can restart his computer. He has a sleep timer. He actually has a sleep timer he can set. If he's ready to go to bed, he can just turn it on. It's a very slow day today. I don't know if he slept well. So on here, you'll notice he has keyboard. He's going to go to his keyboard. He also has his messenger app, and he has some phrase boards, which this is going to change. He's going to have 4 options. He'll have a back button. He'll have a keyboard button. He'll have a messenger button, and then he'll have a phrase board button. And that's how it's going to be set up on here pretty soon with his new phrase board that I showed you today. So he's using his new keyboard today. I don't know. I changed it. Do you want to see the new settings? So go to settings, Ben, and check out the new setting I changed for you. Brian says hi. He's in here.
Hi.
Here, I'll turn this up. Sorry, I turned it low so you can't hear it. There you go. So go to settings. You're on predictive text right now. Remember, this is predictive text now? Yeah, you forgot. I know. I changed it for him. I said predictive text is going to be near the top instead of at the bottom. I can always put it at the bottom if you like it down there. Do you want predictive text at the bottom? Yes or no? No, you still like it at the top. Okay.
Controls.
Okay, so he's going to go to his controls.
Face.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. We're just showing how Ben's stuff works. Strawberry, Teresa, welcome in. So go ahead and hold down the left button. He's very slow today, so I'm going to help him a little bit.
Settings.
Okay, settings. Okay, now check it out. You see you have an extra setting right there? So go to that setting, the highlight setting. Go down to it. You can hold it down to go to it. Press, hold it. Come on. Here, let me help your head. Let me help you. There you go. He's super slow today.
Highlight.
That's it. So check out what it does. So when you click it, oh, see, it's changing the highlights. So click it a few times to get the highlight you want to try.
Green.
You got green. Keep clicking it. See what colors you got.
Orange.
Orange. So you got orange highlight now.
Black.
You got black if you want to use black because you're gothic.
White.
White if you want to use white.
Purple.
Purple. That's pretty cool. What else? Red. Oh, you like red. Want to try red? Okay, so go to the keyboard. So go press exit.
Close.
Okay, and then see what it looks like in your keyboard.
Settings closed.
Look at that. See, the top one is red now. So now go through the highlights. So click on the left button so you can see all the highlights. I'll help you. I know you're having a hard day. See? Now the highlight's red. You like that? You can always use yellow. You can always change the color to what you want. You notice it changes the color of the letters. When it's red, the letters turn white now. You want to say hi to everyone? I'll help you. Go ahead, I'll help you.
GHIJKL.
Good.
ABCDEF.
You say hello or no? Oh, you want to go? Is it up top?
GHIJKL.
Oh, I don't see hello in predictive text. You just want to say hi?
G.
I know you're tired. Go for it.
H. I.
Hey, Woodland. Yeah, so Eloise did try this. I don't know if you saw the video, but if you saw the long form video on our channel, Eloise tried it for the first time, and she said she would be interested in trying it out. So I actually made this one specifically with some color preferences that Eloise would like, and I'm going to be sending her a link to this so that way she can use it. And I'm going to send it to she and her mom and say, hey, you have this. I don't know if you guys heard Ben. He said hi. Here. Good, say it again, Ben. Whoops. Good, say it. Hi. Ben says hi. All right, I know you're having a hard day. Do you just want to watch TV and hang out? Yeah, do you want to get off? Do you want to be on stream today or no?
You don't have to.
You don't have to. Here, you want to say it with this? You let me know. You can show people. Do you want to be on stream today? Here.
Yes or no?
Predictive text.
You can say yes or no here. You're on predictive text right now.
Yes.
Thinking about it?
No.
No? Okay. Fair enough. Ben does not want to be on stream today, which is fine. So we'll end it here for you. Maybe I'll talk more about the software and stuff, okay? Would you, I know you're having a hard day. Do you want me to get you back to Futurama? Yes? Okay. Okay, so he has an exit button. This will close it. It will automatically open his software. Like I said, he has a messenger app. He has his basic stuff. So I'm going to tell you this too, because you don't know this. This is going to change. Listen to me real quick. This is going to change. You're going to have a back button at the top here. You're going to have a keyboard button here, messenger button, and a phrases here. Okay. That's how it's going to work from now on. And you'll have a phrase board that will automatically load for you, and you can use that. Okay. I'll get you there. So when Ben has hard days, he can navigate. It's just very slow for him. So usually we set him up with a show. Sometimes he'll come out of it and he'll be good for a few days. I mean, he'll come for a few hours and then he'll kind of go back to his slow self. Is that right that I'm talking about this? Yeah? Okay. So a continuous Futurama show. So this will automatically open Futurama, and then you'll notice that the controller board pops up underneath. So I built this so that way. Did I click continue? I don't know if I clicked it.
Continue.
Oh.
Play pause.
I mean, I clicked it twice. It might mess up. Let's give it a second. Let me exit, try again. I'm having a so-so day 2, Ben. Hope you have a relaxing one. Yeah, thank you.
Continue.
I have helped write stories for games. If you guys ever want help, I would be pleased. There you go. All right, we'll let Ben hang out, and we'll hang out with you guys over here in the living room. So, you want the light off? Yes. Okay. So, you know, this is the reality of rare disease. You know, this is the reality of leukodystrophy. It just kind of, you know, is what it is, and you know, we kind of roll with the punches. I'll open up that one. Just getting some light in here, guys, for you, so you can see our beautiful faces. We'll hang out for a little bit with you guys. Talk about some of the stuff we're going to be working on. Yeah. Oh, what's up with that? Are the buttons heavy or uncomfortable, right? No, so that's the other thing too. Like, Ben prefers the buttons. It's definitely something he prefers. You know, because we've tried other buttons. We actually did a, let me sit down for a second. One sec, guys. I think I missed a little bit of chat. So if you guys said something that I missed, just rewrite it, because it actually goes up. So if I miss something in chat, just, you know, send it back and we'll address it. Ben, people are wishing you well. So So leukodystrophy is progressive, and Ben has good and bad days. He's had quite a few really, really good days. So we're like very pleased about that he's had like actually multiple weeks of just super good. And then we're lucky that he's only had a handful of like days that are a little bit, you know, are like this. So unfortunately, we weren't sure if today was going to be this kind of a day, but
Yeah.
but it is, and it is what it is, you know. And we try to stream every Thursday. And, you know, if Ben's not feeling well, we just hang out for a little bit, and then we, you know, kind of call it quits. Let's see, head buttons aren't heavy. Yeah, so his head buttons are designed to be very easy for him to click. Usually, it's easy for him when he has good energy. Today, he just doesn't have great energy. When he doesn't have great energy, we usually assist him, or we bring up the sides of his pillow. I cut out a pillow, so that way it has curved edges. So it's almost like a cup he's in, and we use towels to kind of prop it up further.
So it's like raised on the sides.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to turn
Exactly.
his head as far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when it's up like this, he could just kind of click like this. So right now it's not as high, which we'll adjust in a little bit so that way he can actually use the software. A lot of times, most days for Ben, you know, aside from when we're going out, which we go to the store and we go to the park and in the zoo, and we're going to be releasing a few videos about that pretty soon. We're always doing stuff, but a lot of days we're just kind of vegging out because of Ben's energy levels. So when those happen, you know, it's like usually Ben just wants to use his computer and watch some shows. Depending on his energy levels, we try to do other things like play games, you know, board games, or, you know, get him typing on his keyboard. But again, it depends on the day.
And then Ben, most of the time, even though he is, you know, having a harder day and he's exhausted and he could barely turn his head, we ask him all the time, hey, do you want to keep your buttons on your head? And he usually says yes. He usually wants it. He likes to be in control of his tablet now. So, yeah, it's not uncomfortable for him, because at first we were like, oh, is the headband too tight on your head? Is it digging into anything? And he usually says no.
Yeah.
We check in with him, but for the most part, not too heavy for him. He wants them on like almost all the time. Obviously, when he goes to sleep, we shut down the computer and we take it off. But, yeah.
Yeah. Usually he will tell us. He will go to his keyboard if he's having an okay day and tell us like what he wants to do. Like every morning, we'll put his glasses on. And that's how he reads like his messenger app. So he checks his messenger app every morning, the recent one that we just built for him. And then he'll go into his keyboard and we'll have like a short conversation with him. Ben isn't super motivated by communication. So we just have like a ritual every morning where we'll just ask a few questions. He'll ask a few questions back to us, and just kind of practice for communication. We do this every morning, and we usually leave his glasses on, and then he'll watch a show or play a game, and then he'll be like, wait, I have my glasses on. So he'll go back to his keyboard and then type, take my glasses off, which is awesome because, you know, it's a reminder for him to ask for things and prompt us, because he has been in such a mode for years, decades, where people have had to prompt him constantly. And we still do, but we're trying to get him into like a little bit more of a, you know, prompting us type phase where he can actually go out of his way and say, hey, I want something or I need something. He's never done that before. So this has been a game changer. Yeah,
he's really used to everybody doing things for him. And he hasn't had a lot of times where people are like, what do you think about this? Or can you ask us something? Or do you need anything? Just everyone's always like, yeah, doing things for him. So he hasn't had to like wonder, hey, I should ask for this.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been different. He's getting a lot better. So he's improving like all the time.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
is cool. He's surprising us with like the things he says, like, because he hasn't said like full on sentences as a kid, or has he?
I mean,
I don't want to be wrong about that.
Even when he was a kid, like he would communicate, but it was still like broken, kind of just like half sentences, you know? It was hard for him to get words out even as a kid, right?
Yeah.
So his vocalization and his speech kind of started falling off. He never had it fully. Maybe when he was a little kid, between the age of like 4 and 6, he was able to speak pretty well. By the time he was turning like 7, 8, 9, 10, his mouth, he had a harder and harder time controlling his mouth. we could understand him because we're his family, but anyone off the street probably would have a very hard time understanding him. So he was very used to just saying like 1 or 2 words to get what he wants. And then he started learning a little bit of sign language, you know, as much as his hands could do. And then the AAC stuff. So yeah, it was like he didn't really have a long time of actually participating fully in a conversation the way we're trying to do now.
Yeah, like back and forth. And now he's typing out full sentences. Yeah. Not every single day, but it's more than he's ever done.
There are days.
So it's been really awesome. It's been great. We've been
like him telling us he wants to go to the zoo, or hey, I want to go for a walk today, or you know, hey, I want some ice cream. Can I have some ice cream? He'll just go out of his keyboard. I mean, he'll go out of whatever he's doing, go to his keyboard, and then type it to us. He's never done that before. This is not something that, or he'll go and read his messages independently. Like he's getting better at doing that, and he'll go out of his way and respond to people. And it's like we're trying to teach him more about like prompt people, you know. Like he went the other way and said, "Hey, good morning, Mom." Like he just did it by himself. He said, "Good morning, Mom," to my mom. I don't know if he's ever done that in his life. So I mean, it's been.
There's a lot of firsts going on.
A lot of firsts.
You know, I don't know what people think about it, but they're like, "Oh my gosh, another first." Yeah, seriously, there's so many firsts with him, and he's 29 years old, and we don't want people to think that, he's, you know, you guys are treating him like a child, but it's still these big milestones that he's hitting that he's never done before.
Ben is, we say Ben is very childlike, but, and we always give him like very clear ways to understand things. And we talk to him the way, you know, we think he appreciates being talked to, because a lot of people might see the way we talk to Ben. I mean, we've seen it a few times in our comments where they say you guys talk to him like a baby or something, but you have to understand, like Ben is into a lot of like the shows from his childhood, you know, things like Blue's Clues and Rugrats and things like that. So, you know, I don't always talk to him like that. Like I'm not very good at talking to him that way, but when I'm trying to explain something, I do try to like break it down, and I do talk slower, and I do kind of like make sure he understands and change my inflection a little bit. But it's not insulting his intelligence. It's just to make sure he understands everything. And I always ask him, like, we've asked him multiple times, be like, is the way we're talking to you, are you okay with that? And he says, okay. So it's like, if he didn't, we always give him the option to say, hey, you know, and that's another thing that I think a lot of people need to realize. When you're talking to someone a certain way and you're not sure, just ask. Say, hey, is it the way I'm talking to you okay? Does this sound like I'm talking to you the way you want me to talk to you? And if they say yes, great. And if they say no, say, okay, what do I need to change? Do I need to change my tone? Sure. It's okay to ask those things, you know, and it's okay to have like constantly reaffirming that, right? And confirming that it's okay the way you talk to someone.
And I'm still learning how to talk to Ben. Like, even though we've been together, we've been like living under the same roof for like 3 years, but he's only been communicating through his AAC, his software, for less than a year. So I'm learning how to have conversations with him, and trying to figure out the best way for me to talk to him now that he can have like these back and forth conversations. It's and then I'll be honest, like I haven't, you know, I used to be in the medical field and worked in the hospital, but I didn't have a close relationship with anybody with a disability like Ben. So I'm learning every day. So you know, as
long as you're open to it and stuff. Abdullah, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for the super, is it the super thanks or the super?
I don't know. We just started this. We don't know.
Yeah, we're still learning how to work it, but thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and we'll shout you out in our next post. Or
I don't know. I don't know what that equates to. It says 20. I don't know what that denominator is, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate it. You know, this helps us continue doing the live streams.
It's
doing the content creation. We'll do it regardless.
Yeah, it's never required. It does help.
But it's nice.
Yeah. And that's not our purpose.
Super appreciated.
Our purpose is always like I said, we are trying to feed into our foundation and show our family, raise awareness for conditions like Ben's, and just like create really meaningful, fun content. You know, you guys might see a lot of our content is like, it's pretty produced. You know, we go out of our way to produce it because we feel like we need to get the attention of people in a certain way, so that way they can understand what's going on. And I'm a filmmaker, like, by trade. Like, my background is video production, so it's always been like my goal to tell a story, you know, in a wholesome way, that can, you know, help people, you know, and expand the reach and build awareness.
Yeah.
Right? That's really the big
which
thing.
is a nice balance. We do the live stream because then you guys could get to know us a little bit better on a more like maybe personal level, because like, yeah, social media is social media. You
Yeah.
only most people just put out what they want to put out, or, you know.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
our live stream is like where we kind of hang out and
Like we
talk, and you guys can
chill
see
out
more
and-
about us. And, you know, we're not always the most wholesome people. Like,
No, we're not that
We're not,
wholesome, but
you know.
on social media we try to be. But,
yeah, especially on like our tailored produced stuff. Right?
Yeah, but we're
just to
chill
reach.
people.
A lot of people are like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not being real, but it's like, no, it's still real. Like, we still feel that way, but like day-to-day life, it's different, like for anyone else.
23 cents in America.
Oh, thank you.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We
23
appreciate
cents is
that.
23 cents. That's very nice of you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, that is not our newest short. I got to update that, but that's one of our shorts. I think that's the one where he gets the messaging system.
Okay.
The one that's linked. So it doesn't really.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's one of them.
We've had a handful of shorts do really well lately.
We have been really lucky with
Yeah.
YouTube.
So there's
Lately.
been quite a few.
Yeah, we're not that wholesome. So if we slip an F-bomb, like, don't be surprised or something on stream, but we try not to.
I'm glad you produced the videos. What you do is pretty freaking sweet. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. This will be like the not wholesome side of things. I actually, and this is not to talk shit about anyone else, any other creator, but me specifically, I am not into the category of negativity or surrounding rare disease or diseases.
Or
and
feel sorry
disability.
for us.
Or
We
yeah.
are not that family.
That's not what we're about. And if
Yeah.
that ever comes across here, that's not what we're trying to
And please
push.
let us
So
know.
Let us know, because that's not what this is,
Yeah.
right? We are very fortunate, very grateful. We want to help, you know, and we want to just show the joys of life. Everybody has a different life, and I don't think you should ever be envious of someone else's life. You should always be appreciative of what you have. And if you can do that and you can give back, oh man, your life can be so worthwhile. And that's what we're trying to do here, right? Like, there's no right way to live life. Everyone's dealt their own set of cards, and you just got to play them the way they're dealt. And that's the best thing you can do. And you just have fun with life, you know? And like, that's what we're trying to show. And we're trying to show that, like, you know, we can spread this joy, and Ben can spread his joy, you know, even though he specifically doesn't have the capability to do the video editing and things. I'm happy that I can do that for him, and that he can agree with some of the stuff we're putting out there.
Oh yeah, so before we even started posting the videos and all of this, like a couple of years ago, we were like, hey Ben, would you be okay with us putting our stuff on social media? You know, us sharing our family story, your story. Are you cool with that? And he said yes. And I said, okay, so hold on. You might get famous.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? And he was like, yes, even more so. He
Yeah.
was like, let's do it, because he wants everyone to know who he is. So, yeah.
It's Indian rupees. I know it's not much, but just listen, it's the fact you gave, that's very thoughtful of you, and really appreciate it. Like, big or small, it's always appreciative. So thank you.
Oh yeah, every little bit, everything is, yeah, we appreciate.
I never get annoyed with Ben's a beast, because I do it sometimes. No, it's all right.
Oh, no, it's fine.
We try to read. There's a lot of comments. We try to read all the comments to Ben, especially unique new ones.
I've been really bad. I haven't been I used to be really good at responding, but now we have
there's
like so many.
It's very
but
difficult.
we see them all.
We see a lot.
We
of
see them
yeah.
all. We try to like them all,
If we
yeah.
miss them, it's just because they were like late at night and they just kind of got past.
Yeah,
our feed.
but no, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a beast. He can get through anything.
Yeah. And Sierra, yeah, Ben is lucky. We're lucky to have Ben. I think that I'm hoping one of my hopes is, and maybe this is a big hope, is I hope people can kind of see what we're doing, and it kind of changes their mind about the actions they take in their own family dynamic. I feel like there's a lot of people who are, you know, there's inaction in their family dynamic when they have someone like Ben in their care. And I think there's a lot we can do, and it might be asking a lot, but I'm hoping people are motivated and inspired by what we're doing, so that way they can take action and realize like there's more you can do, and you could do a lot with a little. You know, you don't need a lot to do a lot of things for someone to make their life better. And yeah, like what me and Nancy did, we don't feel like this is. I don't think Nancy feels, I don't want to talk for you, but I don't feel like this is an astronomical thing we've done for Ben, but I know Ben probably feels that, and I know probably people see that. But like, if I wish I could do more, but I'm just going to do the best I can with what I have and like give Ben the most I can. And it's like, you know, I don't know if I believe fully in altruism. I don't know if it's possible to be fully altruistic, but we're going to try our best to give back as much as we can, because we feel it's so important, right? You only get one life, you know, and I feel like this is the best way to experience it and help other people. And I hope other people can kind of see that and be like, hey, I can give back too.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out our ikigai, and I think we're getting closer. So I think we've mentioned this before, but if you guys are new, we're like into this way of living called ikigai. It's a Japanese way of living. Not everybody does it, but it's like it came from Japanese culture, and it's basically you find what you can offer the world and make a little bit of income from it, but it should support you. Yes.
Be good for the world, right? And give meaning and purpose and happiness to you, right? And be sustainable. And
yeah, I think we're getting closer to that.
It's like when you can do all those things, it's like that's when you find your ikigai, you know, your real like
purpose.
Yeah, it's like a very very balanced kind of purpose, and it's like we're getting closer to it. Nancy said we're getting closer to it, and I feel like it's pretty much there.
Because
it's always going to change. Like things will change.
It's it's so funny. Yeah, because we're like, we don't know what 5 years looks like from now. We've been together for a little over 10 years, and what we thought our lives were going to be, we couldn't even have imagined this. So we don't even want to predict what next year is going to look like or the year after that, but we're like pleasantly surprised every time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, 10 years ago, if somebody told you that we were going to together, you know, become caregivers for Ben and show people on the internet how we live and inspire people to do more with technology. If I said that to you 10 years ago, I'm like, you would probably be like, how are we going to get there? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know where you pulled this from, but somehow we made it here.
Yeah. It honestly, like, it all sparked from, I mean, I've always felt like there was going to be a time for me to care for Ben, but it all sparked from us starting a documentary about him years ago, and it just evolved. That's why we have so much old footage of Ben. That's why, because I have terabytes of footage from a documentary I was working on, and I do plan on releasing either a full-length documentary about our family and about Ben, or an episodic version of it where it's like a mini series, you know, 3 or 5 part series where it kind of goes through our entire family history, growing up, you know, his condition when it got worse, when it got better, all the things that we're doing now. I feel like there's just so much to this story, especially if you guys knew the history. Like, there's some stuff in there that you'd be like, what the heck? I feel like if people saw like where we came from and where he's going, I think it would be a very powerful story to tell. Yeah, and that's why we're doing it on social media anyway. So
you saw the Venn diagram. Yeah, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what can support you. Yeah, we are getting closer to that, I think, and we've never been happier than right now.
No. This is the best.
This is like lived. We are living the dream.
I've had the worst.
Maybe a lot of people would look at it and be like, how is that living the dream? But like, to us, we're really living the dream right now. My first ever super chat, by the way.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm still figuring out how it works, because we were able to get it because
we just got it and we just applied for it and we're just like, oh, we'll
figure it out. But yeah, thank you so much. Accessibility, disability, inclusion, accommodation, awareness matters so much. It totally does.
It does.
Yeah, and I think we're reaching a lot of people that had no idea.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the disability space knows, you know, what's going on. But like, I think we're reaching the general population, which is, you know, I think, yeah, even like, yeah, that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
I think Donna was here.
Yeah, Donna, I think we
Donna
saw
said
you.
hi.
Thank you for being here.
Welcome back.
Welcome in. Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably missing some chat, so we apologize.
Yeah.
But
we made the chat larger, so like we can't see all of it. I'll probably make it smaller right here, but I have Twitch chat and YouTube chat up on the screen, so it takes up both the space. So
yeah. Well, consider me inspired. I could have articulated my feelings about family better than you did. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Woodland.
Yeah. But I don't know. Is there any other questions from you guys?
Anything
I know it's
you
like
guys got? I know we're
not as fun as Ben,
Yeah,
obviously,
I
but
mean,
we'll try.
we use this live stream. Initially, this live stream, like I was saying earlier when I was on the computer, we use this live stream for a couple things, right? It's to just kind of update, you know, the diehard kind of fans and viewers. We have a lot of followers who are just like, you know, they're here for, you know, they see our shorts and our Instagram and stuff and whatever, and they support us. But then the people who kind of want to get to know us and see us day to day, like, this is for you guys, and we try to have it include Ben as much as possible. But like we were saying before, Ben, if he's not in the mood, he's not in the mood, and we're never going to force him to do it. Oh
yeah, that's another important thing. Like, I think most people get it.
Yeah.
Like, he is into it, but we always ask,
when he has a hard day, like you guys noticed when we were playing games before, he was super into it. Days like today, he's not going to be as much into it, but we're still going to try to stream, and at least me and Nancy can, you know, keep you guys informed on what we're doing. You know, when I'm on the computer early in the stream, I'm always going to try to show you like the new software I'm working on, the new developments for the foundation. Whenever we do these like little heart-to-hearts, we'll call this like our little podcast segment on the stream. It's always going to be just kind of like chatting with you guys, hanging out. And then we try to get Ben on so that way Ben can play games, show the stuff he's doing, answer some questions, do some fun things. You know, it's just hit or miss, but, you know, we're happy you guys are here and you enjoy, you know, what we're doing.
Oh, I'm missing chat here. I'm going to pull it up. Because...
Well, I'm glad you're here, Sierra. Today is World Sight Day. Okay. Please tell Ben hello for me. I can tell him right here. Hey, Ben, Donna says hello. You want to say hello back? Yeah? Okay, he says hello back. He's watching his show. He's like into his show right now.
Yeah,
Ben,
he's extra tired today.
He's extra tired. We're not sure why. You don't have to type anything. You don't. She was just saying hello. You don't have to. If you want to type something, you don't have to. But if you want to, you can. I'm just letting you know. It's not imperative. You don't have to feel obligated. He like stopped his show. I want to see what he's doing. He's like slowly getting through his buttons. It's hard to watch sometimes when he's like really having a hard day. I'm gonna go help him with his buttons real quick.
Yeah. Oh, Bacon Gaming. I can't talk today. I didn't know about leukodystrophy until I saw one of your videos. Yeah. So
Here.
Yeah, leukodystrophy. Like, we're not experts on it in any means, but you know, we know what it's like to care for somebody with leukodystrophy. There's over 50 different types of leukodystrophy out there, and Ben has a super, super rare form of it. TUB4A, less than 300 people in the world are diagnosed with it, and then that's the gene that's mutated. But then there's another, it's like a subset of people with the mutated TUB4A gene that's called HABC, and there's even less people with it. So I don't know. We don't want to put numbers on it, but there might be like 50 people out there, 80 people out there.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, with HABC.
With HABC that are diagnosed. There's probably tons of people out there that are not even diagnosed, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very, very small subset of people with HABC. And it's hypomyelination, right, with atrophy to the basal ganglia and cerebellum. So they basically say the TUB4A gene is causing this, and these are the areas that it affects. And the TUB4A gene can affect this in various different ways. It could be later onset, it could be earlier onset, it could be, you know, there's a lot of different things. Ben has the early onset version, which tends to be the more severe version. And you know, obviously, like not to be morbid or anything, but there is the prognosis is not very long lived for these kids, and Ben is like one of the oldest with the condition right now. So it's kind of wild knowing that. So we're really hoping we can inspire some families who hear the news that they have tub4A or HABC, and just show like, you know, there are tough days, but you can still have a life full of joy, you know, and purpose, even through this. So, you know, don't give up. You know, there's always stuff on the horizon, but you just got to take one day at a time and have a good time. You know, everyone's life is different, and it's a wild ride. So just enjoy the ride.
What we've noticed with the people that we've met online and now in person with Eloise is that people with tub4A and HABC, the kids, the adults that have it, the teenagers, they all have this similarity, which is like really wild. They're all very joyful, very similar to Ben's demeanor most of the time, is that they smile a lot. Nothing really bothers them. They're not in pain.
It might have something to do with the areas of the brain that it's the hypomyelination of areas of the brain that might affect it.
But it is like, it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's more
wild. A blessing than anything, because like he is so joyful and great to be around.
And I think a lot of people ask, well, there's a lot of comments people ask is like, you know, oh, I bet now that he's communicating, he could write a book about his experience, or how do you get through hard times or stuff like that. And usually Ben's like, he doesn't think that deeply about his condition. He obviously knows he has leukodystrophy. He knows this, but it doesn't affect him in a way where he's like, oh, I feel bad about myself. Like, he's like, no, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
So, which is great.
Hey, is that true? I know you hear us. Is that true?
Do you think about leukodystrophy every day? Does it bother you?
No.
No.
I don't know. He's like going to his keyboard or something. He's like, he's like ready to. Do you want to go on? Do you want to be on stream again? And say something? No. Yes or no? No? Okay, that's okay. He's like going, he might be trying to play a game. I'm going to check what he's doing.
But anyways, hope Ben gets some better sleep and feel better tomorrow. Today was the first live stream with you guys. Well, thank you for joining us. We're going to try our best to do live streams every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Unless something comes up, we'll try to give you guys a heads up on YouTube posts and stuff like that. But, you know, unless there's a doctor's appointment or something like that, we'll try to stream for like an hour or two.
Yeah, we typically reserve 10 a.m. to noon for streaming on our YouTube and our Twitch channel. And, you know, if we one of the things is like we get some clips out of it so we can post on our social media, that's cool. But realistically, it's really just about connecting with you guys, showing what we're working on, and then really just giving Ben like a live outlet to kind of communicate with you guys and do some stuff. Not every day is like this, you know, not every day is a slow day, but yeah, hopefully next week he'll be feeling good and we'll do some games and stuff. Maybe I'll have a few new features to present, because I'm going to be updating. Oh, so just to give you guys like more information about what I'm building, I am putting together not just that phrase board and the keyboard for our website for the foundation that anyone can use. I'm also going to be taking a bunch of his games and making his games available online too. So I'm going to be changing, for example, his golf game. So he'll be getting a better mini golf game Ben will have himself. He'll have a new mini golf game with a bunch of new levels, but we're going to be putting that online. We'll be putting up his concentration game online, probably not with the characters because those are copyright, but those are for him. We'll put up some generic stuff that people can use, and you know, it'll be fun to play. It's more of like a kid's game. Things like tic-tac-toe, that's like an easy one to put up, and trivia game, that'll be easy to put up. So just stuff that people can have to use online already. So you don't need to install Ben's software, is what I'm getting at. You don't need to go out of your way to try to install Ben's software. It'll all be web-based. So anyone can go onto our website, click a link, and then give someone 2 buttons to completely navigate the hub. Kind of like Ben uses it, with a little bit less feature-rich. But we'll be improving the features over time just to make the web-based app just a little bit more fun for people to use. And that's the big thing for me, is just building this thing out, because for me, And I think for a lot of our community, having something available, having another option is, it can be life-changing, you know, for just one or two people, you know, it can be life-changing, saying, oh my goodness, this worked for Ben, I think it would work for my loved one. And then I put out some software that they could try. And if it works, maybe it'll spark them to say, what else can we do? What else can we build? You know, what other things are available? And that's really what matters.
So Sierra was asking if leukodystrophy and muscular dystrophy were similar, or they have overlapping things. And I was like, you know what? I don't know enough about muscular dystrophy to talk about it like with confidence, but you know, I just pulled it up on ChatGPT. It's our friend. Yeah. So leukodystrophy is neurological, so it affects the brain and the spinal cord. And then muscular dystrophy is muscular, muscle tissues. So they have overlapping symptoms. They look, a lot of them might look similar on the outside, like physically, the people might look different. I mean, not different, similar, like some of them are in wheelchairs and can't walk or have mobility issues. That's very similar.
There's a huge range.
Yeah, there is.
Symptoms and yeah.
But
it's not hypomyelination though, is it? No.
No, I don't think so.
It's different.
But leukodystrophy focuses on neurological support.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they have, you could treat with the same type of therapies like speech therapy, PT, OT. They could both benefit from similar things like that. But muscular dystrophy is focused on muscle preservation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Abdullah said, Ben only knows that aspect, right? Like he has been living his life the way, so it's quote unquote regular. Right. So it's what he's known, right? He's only known the progression of his condition. So, you know, it's just, you know, what else is new type of thing. But yeah, and like that's totally valid. You know, it's like this is just what he's known. It's what he's used to, right? And, you know, for me, it was like, okay, he might be used to that. But like for me building his software, I was like, well, he might get used to that, but maybe he should get used to me helping him adapt and figure out how to give him access with adaptation. Because there's not a lot of people out there. There's not a lot of SLPs or OTs who are willing to give a huge chunk of their time unpaid to make sure someone has as much access as he has now. And we totally understand that, right? So for me, just going back to the software side of things, it's like, showing people that like there might not be people out there who can save you. You know, you got to save yourself. And AI, as awful as it is in a lot of respects, in this case, for this reason, it has allowed us and given us the ability. It's lowered the barrier for entry for someone like me and other people to develop tools and iterate for people like Ben who have very different and significant, you know, changes in their mobility that we can keep up with, you know, and keep creating for. It's amazing. So I want other people to see that.
Yeah. So like he was saying, no one's going to save you in a lot of these types of situations. We have experienced it as caregivers needing support from his doctors or his therapists. And then I have a background in the medical field, and there's been a lot of families can relate to this. There's numerous times where, you know, we get a referral to something, we're going to see a specialist, and then they're like, just wait, they'll call you when they're ready, right? No one calls. So you just assume that, you know, they're going to call you when they say they're going to call you. They're not going to call you. So what you do is you follow up, you stay on top of it. They say, do this and this, and we'll see you next time. And it's like, okay, they told me just to do this and this and wait till next time. No, you take it into your own hands and look on the internet. You know, you have a little bit of information, look on the internet and say, what else can I do for this person? Because to be honest, like the medical system, especially in the US, I don't know about anywhere else, but they're very overburdened with so much stuff. A lot of things fall through the cracks all the time. And we've experienced it all the time. So like time will pass and things don't get done by them. So yeah, follow up, look into it yourself. Sometimes you just have to do your own DIY things because people are not going to take their work home.
Yeah,
with
no,
them.
and
They're not going to lose sleep over your loved one.
They're not going to care as much as you're going to care.
No one's going to care as much as you do.
Exactly.
We
missed a chat. I don't know if you
I'm sorry.
We got a donation. We got another super chat or something.
Thank you for
I think for someone who's a quad, they said.
Oh, you know what? Sorry. We're just...
No, right here. This one. Katie. Hey, guys. Live in Massachusetts. Hey, we're neighbors. We are not far away. I think some of you guys know we're in Rhode Island. It's okay to know that because it's on our foundation and stuff.
Spastic P. Oop.
I don't know what spastic P is, but...
is it paraplegic? I don't want to assume.
I'm also a quad, so watching...
Oh, quad, okay. Yeah. Watching what you guys do has inspired good work, and keep it up.
Yeah, thank you so much for the
Thank you,
$5
Katie.
for the super chat. I think it's super chat. Thank you so much.
So,
welcome
Katie...
in. Appreciate you being here. Really
and I'm sorry if I'm going to say it wrong. Abdullah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will get shout-outs on our next post.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Like, yeah, I know. Oh, okay, another topic I want to talk about, and I don't know, Katie, you're disabled, but you know, I'm newer to the we're newer to the niche of disability, right? With like on social media and content creation and stuff. I guess there's some controversy with the word inspiring. And I know a lot of people don't want people to say don't say I'm inspiring you if I'm doing everyday things.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be careful with the word inspire.
I think that there are levels to it, right? So this is my opinion, and obviously everyone's gonna have their own opinion, but just so you know my opinion.
We love inspiring. Yeah.
My opinion is if you can inspire someone to motivate them to do something, right? I think that's great. I think being inspiring is okay. But like, I think it can be somewhat insulting for someone who's saying like, "Oh, you just got up and got out your door today, and it's a normal activity." That's inspiring. That's insulting. But if you know, okay, so we have a friend who we do work with, or not do work with, we collaborate with. His name is Anthony, and he actually created this software called the Overjoyed software, and it's a software that he developed because he wanted to get better access. He has Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, and he wanted to have better access to gaming. So shout out to our Odyssey and Overjoyed. I don't know if Nancy can do a shout out for me, but
sure.
Like, I love that dude, and he inspires me, not because he has Duchenne's, it's because he created this, he had the ingenuity and had the creativeness to create this piece of software that can help hundreds, if not thousands of people access a gaming controller using just a mouse, right? He uses a mouse with one button, and it's like he's using it, and it's like he developed this thing, right? Like, that to me is very inspiring. It makes me want to create more stuff, you know, not because he had, anyone who created something like that would be inspiring to me, right? Not because of his disability. And I think that's the level, you know, the fact he has a disability, like, and he's doing all these things, like, cool, but he has it within him to do those things. The fact he made this thing and he's putting it out there, that's inspiring. That's what's cool. So I think that's the other level to it, right?
Yeah. So we're going to keep inspiring, because I think, we can get people to do more or think differently. I think.
I'm missing some chat.
Oh no. Okay. I am also jaded by the medical field. Yeah, it's just, it's not one person or one thing. It's the whole, it's just a lot.
I have a question for you guys. Do you think that you should give no matter how little you have? I think that giving, that's a good question. But I
giving through time?
I think that there are levels to that too.
Yeah.
I think that if you can give a bit of yourself to if you're capable of giving a little to yourself and you can find the bandwidth to give, I think you should give. I think giving is important. If you do not have the bandwidth, right, or maybe you haven't figured out how to create that bandwidth, then it's okay to work on yourself and do what you can to discover that bandwidth. I think that a lot of people, they assume they don't have the bandwidth to give when they do. And that's the problem. People, you know, it's almost like a mental perspective thing, right? They assume I don't have anything to give. I don't need to give. When they sit there on their phone all day, you know, I'm not trying to point at anyone, but realistically, like they're sitting on their phone all day when giving can be as simple as giving someone a compliment or reaching out to someone or doing something helpful for someone in some small way.
It doesn't have to be monetary.
It doesn't have to be monetary. It can literally just be a little bit of time. It could be a little bit of energy. It could be a thought. You know, we are so...
I'm going to be a little more considerate of this or whatever.
We're so into ourselves, and we assume we don't have the bandwidth when the bandwidth does exist. I know many people, I'm not going to call anyone out, in my circle who could be doing so much more with their time and energy to be helping people. And it not only will help them, you will feel better because you are giving back in a big way. And it feels good to give, in my opinion, it feels good to give. But it also, imagine the difference you're going to make in someone else's life because you're giving.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this huge thing. Like, well, yeah, you did the huge thing for creating Ben software, obviously, but like it doesn't have to be on that level.
But for me, like, you realize, you know, on me, like, I'm always seeking bandwidth to do more. Like, I am nonstop seeking bandwidth.
I don't personally have. I do.
You're doing great.
I'm a very caring person, but I can't do as much as you can in certain ways.
Okay, so we're gonna have a conversation right now, but think about how much you have changed just from 5-10 years and what you're doing
absolutely
now.
A lot. Yeah.
Why did it change?
Why did it change?
Was it because you practiced gratitude and you practiced giving?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like when you practice it and you see how much it gives you, in turn, more than you realize. A lot of people think that giving is a burden. When you flip that in your head and say, giving is the ultimate form of currency that you can have, just giving time and energy. It's like good karma. You know, there's so many things that come from it. And, you know, there's this saying that no good deed goes unpunished. It's like, you can't visualize punishment in that way. That's not how this works. You should go with the flow. You can't expect things back. You can't expect things back.
Yeah, then that's what ruins you. Yeah.
You know, there are times where I go, you know, I spend all my time and energy, but then I think back to myself, be like, no, my perspective needs to be, I tried. You know, I did the best I could, and I need to pivot my focus. And tough love is also a form of love, but you got to try. You know, you just try. And it's like, I think a lot of people become jaded, as we were saying earlier, by that notion of like, I'm going to give my time and energy to someone and it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to come back to me, or it's not going to go back into the world. Yeah, that might hurt a little bit, but you have to realize not everyone is there yet. Not everyone has the perspective of you. And a lot of you guys listening to me right now might not hear this, and that's okay. The idea is you give back, and the hope is that the energy you put into the world, what you want to see in the world, right, will eventually turn that way. You know, you be the change you want to see in the world. And if you become jaded about it not turning, you know, the way you want it to turn, you are just as bad as where it was before. So you just got to stay hopeful and say, okay, what can I do differently? How can I pivot to make things better? And just keep doing that.
Yeah. Let's see. That's something. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you, Sierra. Yeah, I think that's how you use it. Inspiration porn versus actual authentic connection with disabled people that causes inspiration. Yeah. So we're glad that it's coming off that way for most people.
Yeah, society is hyper-individualized because capitalism can only survive if there are exploited workers. We are not encouraged to not give unless we are paid. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, for us, it's like, you know, we have a nonprofit because we don't feel that it is right to, like I said, to benefit off the backs of the most vulnerable people in the world, you know, in our country and the world. It's just not right. There are aspects to it, though, like where, you know, obviously money needs to be exchanged to do certain things in our country, right? So having a nonprofit, having people being generous, it's going to help us keep moving it forward, but it's not to line our pockets, right? It's to help us keep moving this mission forward and keep it sustainable, right? There is a small amount of money to keep it sustainable, right? That's administrative fees and like any hourly rate that needs to go to people who are actually doing the work on the stuff. And then there's this other side of paying people to do things for initiatives like building hardware or software or advertising, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So those things are great, but it's not about trying to be as profitable as possible, because that just, to me, isn't right. If me and Nancy wanted to push our NARBEhouse stuff and really go ham and say, oh yeah, follow us, we'll build you software and we'll charge you this much money and we'll compete with other people, like, to me, that would just feel so wrong.
That's not
you know?
us.
Yeah, it's not
Other
what I would
people
wanna
can do it if they want.
Yeah, sure. And
sure.
And a lot of people are like, hey, you should patent your stuff so that way other people don't steal it and sell it. It's like, I don't care if people steal it and try selling it. I would much rather have 1 million, 10 million people know what we're doing and understand what we're doing and know where the software came from, so that way they wouldn't be able to sell it, because they would say, hey, this is just what narbehouse built and it's free. Why would I pay you for something that's free? You know, like, that's, in my crazy mind, that's what I think.
Yeah.
So
sure.
It's really about just spreading the message. We can spread the message as much as possible, then it'll be very hard to steal.
Giving makes me happy. That's why I always try to help people. Yeah, it really does feel good.
Abdul, thank you for being here. Appreciate the tip today. That was so thoughtful of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. We have a lot of people here who are friends and you know, have hung out with us, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and thank you guys for getting us to this point where we can, the YouTube stuff, like, we can take it a step further.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Well, Ben and Eloise see each other again. I
don't know. I hope so.
We don't know. We haven't had plans. It's very hard for Ben to travel.
Yeah.
So it would be either, we're talking about it. We have a accessible van, but
if we could ever upgrade our van,
if we ever upgrade the van,
it's a tall order. It's very expensive. We don't have money for that. But if we were ever able to get a van suitable for Ben that would be comfortable enough
like
for
a
us
Sprinter
to travel, like
something.
a Sprinter van with like everything set up in him, we're talking like $100,000 to $120,000 van. Then we would definitely try traveling with him to go see Eloise and other people, because then it would be fully outfitted for him and he would be more comfortable traveling, and we'd be able to do it easily. But right now, it's not easy.
He cannot tolerate sitting in a wheelchair for very long periods.
Yeah, like today he's not going to get in the chair at all because it's too much for him. He's too out of it.
But that would be awesome if they could meet again.
So can they patent it and make it so that you can't use it without paying anymore? So we actually have a license on our GitHub. It was uploaded with this license. People cannot take it and patent it. The other thing I need people to realize too, these are programs that are fairly simple. It would be like trying to patent, like, I don't know, what's a good example? Like someone building a frame for a house and then putting out the frame and then someone saying, hey, I'm going to take that frame design and rebuild it over here and patent this frame design. So you can't really do that. You know, I'm taking boards and putting nails into it together to create a frame for a house, you know? Everyone does it. You know, there's no patent on how you build a house in here. Like, I don't need a patent to, like, you know, put together a garage or something, right? So that's how this works. So
and then another thing is somebody has mentioned, like, someone might take it and make it even better and sell it, and we're like,
good.
We hope somebody can. I mean, we encourage somebody taking it and making it better, but then they would have to know about how people with mobility issues, they would have to know all of that stuff.
It would be way more trouble and work for them to do it.
It's a lot of work.
It's not a huge market, you know. Even if they did it, like, where would they market it? You know, like, they have to go to like conventions and advertise it and all this stuff. They would have to reach out to people like us and say, hey, can you advertise this thing?
Or go to, there's some companies that go through insurance and stuff. They would have to present it and go that route. If they want to do all that work,
and it would have to be certified. It would have to be certified.
Yeah, because insurance isn't going to pay for something that's not like certified.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of levels to it that I'm like, no one is going to steal this and try selling it.
If
Even
they want to, they can.
Because I think more options that are available, the better. The best thing that we can do right now is put the stuff we have out there for people to have and use, and it might have some you might need to have some technical ability to put it together, or at least learn how to do it. But once you learn how to do it, you'll be able to use the software forever and be able to adapt it and modify it whenever you need to. That's the goal through all this. Did you guys see how quickly I modified his keyboard today? It took what? 30 seconds, a minute to modify it, to add a whole new setting to it for his highlights. You cannot do that with other software. You can't go into a Dynavox and say, I just want to type to AI that I want to change this on here because it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. But you can do that with this. That's the point of this, is
Yeah.
that you can change it and modify it however you want. And we're going to be making guides about it so that way you can do that. Really, you guys need to see the power in this and why it's so important. This is a disruptor. People don't see it yet because they're like, well, it's not plug and play. It'll become more plug and play because AI is going to become that good, and it's already getting better. You guys saw how fast I edited today? Just wait. Just wait. Wait till I'm making more games with AI that already knows what I'm trying to do just by talking to it a little bit.
Yeah. You know, there just should be more options. The stuff that is plug and play, I am not an expert on any of these things, but I have downloaded some of them, the more popular ones, and going through them, and they are so not complicated, but like there's just so many things to set up on these things that is just not user friendly, in my opinion. So I think the stuff that we want to put out is more user friendly, and you don't have to go through this 20 different menus to get what you want customized for your communication board.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I'm turned off by that kind of stuff, like just in general. If I see an app on my phone and I have to go through a million menus, I don't want to use it. So I'm guessing, a lot of caregivers are already busy. They don't want to read a whole manual on how to set this up for their kid or for whoever.
But imagine they build something for themselves really quickly. Maybe they spend 2 days or 3 days just hanging out with us and working in like a workshop to build something for themselves.
They customize it themselves, so they know how to use it.
And they'll have more fun making it and developing it out and modifying it for their kid.
They'll feel pride.
And they won't have to go to one of those software companies to say, hey, I need something different. They will have it all built for themselves. This is the goal. This is the vision. Like, the way NARBE Foundation exists now, it is to facilitate these ideas so that way we can keep getting these apps out there, and the apps will keep getting better. And the people who are here, Nancy, you said we are trailblazers. We're trying to enable and facilitate a whole community of trailblazers who are willing to put a little bit of time and energy into thinking outside the box, creating unique systems for their loved one. And some of those unique systems will relate to someone else. And we can say, hey, let me take your system and maybe I can modify it for my family member. And we could just have this big, wholesome, beautiful family who's just creating apps for each other, games, little tech, access points. So that way no one ever has to really pay thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, the thousands of dollars is ridiculous for a setup for somebody.
I think we missed a chat about Bacon Gaming.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I see how this changes everything. This is incomprehensible for some people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I think it's going to change. I think people will understand.
What are some things you guys are passionate about?
So I haven't been doing it recently, but for a long time, I'll talk about myself. I am into a lot of stuff. Can you hand me that? The card right there? So I have been into a lot of things. This is very random. So this is very random, but this is something that I did even as a kid. I have been a magician and a like a sleight of hand person. I used to do like shows as a kid, but my big thing, in fact, we grew up not too far from, I don't know if you guys know, not to name drop, but Matt Franco, he won America's Got Talent in 2014, I think. And he was one of the local magicians who like I would see at conventions and stuff all the time. So when I was a kid, I used to do magic, and that was, long story short, that's one of the things I was into. I don't do it as much anymore, but bodybuilding is another one. And then I also used to play Counter-Strike Counter-Strike. I call it semi-professionally because there was a small amount of time there where I was paid to play Counter-Strike. But I played Counter-Strike for some time. But Counter-Strike, bodybuilding, magic, doing stuff for Ben, making videos. That's kind of the stuff I'm into.
I'm passionate about, I don't know, this is not a hobby, but I'll be there in a second. I'm just talking out loud. I don't know if they can hear me, but I love animals. I'm an animal watcher, a bird watcher. I just have a soft spot for animals. I think a lot of people can relate to that. I'm into fitness. I'm into all kinds of fitness. That's how we met. Yep.
Nancy was a very accomplished Olympic weightlifter. So, amateur Olympic weightlifter.
And I did a bodybuilding show last year.
Yep.
I I don't know if they can hear me or not.
Yeah, I think they can. You have your mic on, right?
No, it's up there.
Oh, I don't know if you guys could hear Nancy, but yeah, they could hear you. All right, so let's see another question. So Sierra said, I wanted to do this. So Sierra, I think you're in the Discord now. There's ways you can create phrase boards or just use phrase boards that are already available. But another cool thing you can do is if you can use your phone, I don't know what your abilities are, but it seems like you're typing okay. So if you're able to type pre-posed things and have like, you can have ChatGPT and stuff kind of distill it into pretty well-formatted phrases or well-formatted paragraphs to get your point across, then you can use those as guides for doctors and medical professionals. So that way they can say, how would you need to articulate it? Maybe you'll have it already pre-built, right? Either in an app or just in a notepad. You know, you might not even need an exact, you know, board, like phrase board, but that's always an option too, right? I hope you all will be very successful and help people like me that's trying to navigate communication with my daughter with CP. SDH, so yeah, that's the big thing. It's like, join our community, join our Discord. Everything is just starting now, and it's always going to be a little slow. It's always going to be a little slow, but we're always going to be here to try to guide people and help them out with you know, educational resources or just a little bit of know-how, or even just hanging out with us and seeing what I do. I am going to be doing more demonstrations, kind of like what I did earlier in the stream. If you weren't here for it, that's okay. You can check the VOD, but in the Discord, I'm going to be doing these types of demonstrations. I'm going to try to do it every month, maybe even twice a month, where I do Q&A and we just have discussions and hang out, and I make apps, you know, for Ben and for other people in our community, right? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build out this thing so that way we can have a community of builders who are doing the same thing.
Oh, Sierra did join the Discord.
Good.
Yeah.
I enjoy geography and football, soccer mostly. Nice. Geography, huh? Explain a little. That will feel so much accomplished. Like, the caregivers themselves will be able to empower people with disabilities too. All right, I'll go eat now. Okay, Abdul.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, really, it's about...
Thank you for hanging out.
I want caregivers to understand and just see, like, what's possible. And, you know, just try. Just try. If you don't get what you need out of it, there'll be people in the community who can help you. Again, this isn't... We're not creating custom software for every individual who's going to be in our community. I don't want that to be what that seems like. We are going to be demonstrating and showing how it's done. And if possible, maybe we can have some people who can build some stuff that could be useful. I don't know if it'll be tailor-made for your loved one, but the option is there to talk to someone in the community. And we obviously cannot, we're not going to, you know, advertise like the LLC, our NARBE House LLC or anything like that, because that's unethical. But like, you can reach out to other individuals in the community and say, hey, I've seen what you built. Do you think it's possible for you to help me build something for my daughter or my loved one? And this is what I'm looking to do. And it would be possible to work with them. And maybe I don't know if they would charge or whatnot, or if they would just do it on their own time. But the idea is like, everyone's going to be kind of building. Everyone's going to have their own stuff. We're not going to have anyone solicit services out there, but there's always the option to reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm willing to pay for something like this because I can't do it. I don't have the time, right? And I'm hoping it's reasonable type of thing. But that's always an option, never necessary, because all this stuff is doable yourself. As I've demonstrated, everyone can build this stuff, and the AI and the apps are getting better and better and better. We're going to be putting out guides. They're going to teach you how to do it. Rudimentary stuff at first, a little bit more advanced later. I'm going to show how I updated and built all of Ben's software so people can get to know what I did there using AI. And yeah, it's just, I'm hoping people can just see this and say, hey, I want to jump on board and do this too. I want to help you guys know there's a community. Join the Discord. I mean, I don't know if you're there, Bacon. I think you might be in there already, Bacon, right? I don't know everyone in the Discord. I apologize. Nancy and I, our heads have been up our butt just trying to like build policies and stuff for our nonprofit. Doing a nonprofit's a little more labor intensive than we thought it was going to be.
There's a lot of rules.
But
yeah,
we wanted to do it right because, you know, it's not to say like we're trying to do this
we want to be as transparent
and ethical as possible. I want you guys, you guys need to understand, like, we never want people to see this as trying to profit off of anyone. And that's not what this is about.
Yeah.
We create content, we create software for the foundation, right? And we sell merch on our other side. That has nothing to do with the foundation. The foundation is all about building community, facilitating the tools we're building, so that way people can get them for free. And as we get funding, giving away like hardware, like the switches and the adapters, right? Getting funding so we can buy those things so we can give them away to families who need them. And putting on things like contests so we can have cooler games for the community. Those are the types of things we want to do, right? It's not to line our pockets. I just need to make sure people know that, because I know some people see this and they see the two names and it must be confusing. We're trying to make sure that is not of confusion.
Geography is hard to explain. Oh, you like countries.
Gotcha.
Politics, global situations, stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. I can see what, because I used to watch the news all the time and like interested in what's going on.
Yeah, Sierra, we finally got everything done. It took quite a few months, and we are now officially, oh, who's talking?
Oh, people are joining the Discord.
Good.
Yeah.
Join the Discord.
Oh, make sure you check, there's
acknowledgements.
There's an acknowledgement channel. Click on that and just hit the check mark.
Yeah.
After you read the thing. And then you get...
I'm suctioning.
Okay, yeah, that needs to be suctioned. But yeah, go into the Discord, read the acknowledgement channel, and then hit the check mark. And then more channels will open up. And then those are the channels where people have conversations and stuff. There might be a lot of alerts or notifications from the server in the coming weeks because I'm still adding stuff to it. So yeah, it might be a little annoying at first. Yeah, the 501c3 setup is a lot. Luckily, we have ChatGPT to help guide us, and we're double checking the IRS guidelines and all of that. And then it's what has been really nice is that we got the letter, the official IRS letter saying that we can be one of those. Mm-hmm. And but the thing is that the online system is slow with the IRS. So
we're not showing up online yet.
We're not showing up online. Letter. So you can actually look up nonprofits. So if people are into donating to different nonprofits, you can go on the IRS website. And they have a search, they have a search engine, and you could type in the nonprofit, and usually they'll show up. Unless you're newer, and it could take months for them to show up. So we're in that process. We're waiting for them to update the online search. But if anyone wants a letter, you could request a letter from any nonprofit. Mm-hmm. So you're like not sure about it. You could be like, can you guys give me a letter stating that you are a real nonprofit, and they should provide that for you.
And just so you know, anything you guys give to, if you do a super chat or you're buying merch and stuff, that all goes to a separate entity. It is not a donation to the foundation. The foundation
that's separate.
Is separate. And
so we also want to make that clear.
We make that clear. It's on our websites. Everyone should know that. I just want to make sure that's clear. And we always are going to mention that, like in our streams, or if we're ever doing something special, it just needs to be known that that's not how this works.
narbehouse is separate from the foundation. Right. And it probably can be confusing, but we're going to try to separate that as much as possible to you guys.
So we have, we have a lot of things we're excited to do. We haven't even really started fundraising officially. Like, we have stuff that's up, but it's not really, we're not really pushing to get money. Like, we do have a goal. Our initial goal is $10,000, and we're like halfway there or something, which is crazy and amazing. We haven't really started fundraising. So like once we hit the $10,000, the board, this is transparency to you guys, the board is going to have a meeting, and we're going to decide on our initial kind of initiatives, right? Our initiatives for the first year of funding. So some of that is going to be like putting away money for just administrative stuff. Obviously, you need to have that. But then we're going to start thinking about like what does the community want most? And we think so far it's going to be about like developing games, because it seems like games are a big one from a lot of our contact forums. We've been getting a lot of people saying, hey, I want to build stuff and I want games. So we are going to be doing some stuff for games. So that way the funding can go toward either development of new games or contests for developers to build games for us. And this is, again, board decided. This is just my speculation about what the board might decide. Me and Nancy have a big say in it, but we have other people on the board who help us with prioritizing initiatives. So building games is a big one. Hardware, getting some simple hardware in the hands of families who maybe can't access it or don't have a solution or don't have something because they don't qualify for assistance from the government, or their insurance denies them, or maybe they just don't have money, you know, to pay for these things. So we want to develop something that we can give for free, that we can use the funding to get these things. And then, you know, we'll be applying for grants and stuff for other initiatives that we're setting up. So a lot of things that we can do. There's a ton of stuff. And yes, we are just facilitating a community and empowering individuals to build, but there's a lot of stuff we can do in between, whether it's events or, you know, contests, or the hardware stuff. Like, there's so many things that we can do. Hosting game nights. It's exciting. I'm excited to do this.
There's a lot of ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, Carrie. Yeah. We are going to be doing, I have.
Yes.
I am releasing.
We were trying to find games before we decided to make the games ourselves. It's like, there's nothing out there.
I told Nancy this.
Feels like.
Once we get through this hump, we have this hump of getting the website started, getting everything kind of smoothed over. My vision is, like, Ben's software is in a really great space, right? Really, he just wants more games. So probably in the next few months, maybe going into next year, my goal is going to be just developing new games, working with people in our community and just creating new 2-button games that have basically Ben's inputs in mind, because his inputs, I think, he's pretty limited. So if I can get inputs for him to work, I'm sure they would work for a lot of other people. They'll work for everyone else, you know, except a handful of people who have, you know, even more severe limitations, but they'll work for everyone and they'll be fun. Like his Peggle game, we like playing it, right? His mini golf game is pretty fun. We like playing it. I'm going to keep making these games more fun and better that have just the 2-button inputs that anyone can play. And yeah, it would be cool to make them online and stuff eventually, like a 2-button input game that's just online, but that's like a big pie in the sky dream. This is like just creating stuff that people can use and get to that we don't have right now. Not all of this stuff exists. So yeah, we're gonna pioneer that space and just build some really fun games, just vibe coding it.
Confusing. I'm interested in overlaps with geopolitics. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's okay. Like, I like certain things that might overlap. But I don't like the other things. Your ideal.
Oh yeah, Ben will test games, and we already have his input methods nailed, right? So, that's the other thing too, is we are going to put out a guide about Ben's specific input methods that we want people to build to, because I think it'll be a good spec for people to build to. That is, it guides them very well. And then we'll get new specs over time. Let's say there's going to be people who say, hey, I only have X, Y, and Z to use. Can we build some games, or can we modify some of the games we already have to use those input methods? And we can do that too.
Yeah.
But we can start with the very simple 2-button method. So Ben has essentially a long press, a short press of each button. So he has 4 input methods, right? That's quite a bit to be able to access games and create very creative and fun controls for him. So a lot of it's scan and select. For its concentration game, right? He can scan down the rows, he can select across the rows, he can go backwards, he can go forwards with the long press and short press of his left. With his right, he can select, and when he holds down the right one for a long press, it does a pause menu, and then he can scan through the pause menu. There's so many things you could do with that, right? Think of an adventure game. I'm gonna get nerdy out real quick. Think of an adventure game where it has an oscillating direction, where the character, you point where he wants to go, and every time you select the area he wants to go, it'll move a certain number of steps to that area, right? When he gets to certain key points, it'll trigger a context menu that he can scan and select to in the context menu. It'll say, you know, let's say he goes up to a guy and the guy says, do you want to fight me, right? You can say, yes, I want to fight. No, I don't want to fight. Cancel and run away. Backs him up. There's so many things you can do to make this work and make it really engaging and fun. And with context menus and triggers on a map, you can make a lot of really cool games. We just got to get to it, you know, and that's something that I'm looking to do. So simple games, more complex games like that, it's possible. There's a lot, and I'm excited.
Sorry,
I'm petting my cat right now. Great.
We have a dog.
We have a dog.
Oh,
Look, he's right here.
He's upset.
Hey, what are you upset? You don't like cats? Okay.
But we're gonna wrap it up because speaking of, we gotta work on the website. We gotta get our stuff together.
Yep. So we gotta get the website up. We're working on the website today. We're working on a bunch of forms, and then I'm also working on the phrase board today. Yeah. So that phrase board you guys saw today, the beta version or the little alpha version that I put out or that I'm working on, that is going to be even better, and that's going to be something that I'm going to work toward making super polished. So.
Yeah, so guys, we're gonna see you guys next Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Thank you, Katie, and thank you, Abdullah, for the super chats today.
Yep.
Thank you for everybody already in here, just hanging out with us. J-Bet, Tessa.
Welcome in. We're about to end, guys, because we've been on for a little over 2 hours.
Bacon.
So everyone
everybody.
Who's been here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all the super chats and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Christine.
We missed one from Katie, I think,
Austria.
or from someone who.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Your passion comes across and how you explain. I put it. It's absolutely brilliant. So many adventure role games like Zelda type games would be accessible too. Yeah, think about a game like Zelda where you can have, and you can have items pop up, and they pop up when you trigger certain things. You have context menus that pop up, so when you hold down right button or your your return button for a long period of time, it'll allow you to, open a new context menu or a pause menu that opens up a context menu that you scan and select through. It's really unlimited what you can do. There's so many things you can do with those types of games, and it's something that I'm really passionate about building. So anyway, Ben's okay. We'll say bye to Ben real quick. He's just hanging out. Let's go say bye to Ben real quick, and
thank you, Christine.
We'll end. So say bye to Nancy. We're gonna say bye to Ben. Ben, I'm coming in with the camera.
Bye, guys.
People want to say bye to you. Ben said, I was sick of you guys. We'll just say bye to everyone. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. So Ben says bye. He's having a rough day today, but we thank you guys for being here and hanging out with us. He's playing a game right now. I thought you were having a rough day. You're over here playing a video game perfectly fine. Oh, okay. He's laughing. Oh, it's kind of dark in here. There you go. All right. Let's, he's playing concentration, it looks like, so. Anyway, all right, guys, we are going to head down. I'm going to end the stream. I'll just say my last few things to you guys, and we'll end it. And we're always trying to go live every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. We try to do these streams. So appreciate you guys being here. Christine, everyone who gave a super chat and tipped us and stuff, we really do appreciate it. Again, we just got our nonprofit going, so if you guys want to check out that, it's narbefoundation.org. We're just getting that started, so right now we're just trying to do some seed funding for some of the initiatives that we're going to be working on, and the website is going to be improved pretty soon. We already have a handful of things we're updating. And then we have our narbehouse.com, which is separate from the NARBE Foundation, just to be transparent about that. That's going to have a bunch of stuff on it as well as some games and a bunch of things we're doing. So we're hoping you guys enjoy that, as well as the content, making videos. We try to make a video a week or a video every other week, as well as some posts. So just stay tuned. There's always things we're doing with our family. Stay tuned, because hopefully Ben has a better day in the next few days, and we can do some more fall fun times. We just got back from the zoo. We did the zoo trip, and we're gonna make a video about the zoo. So make sure you're paying attention to our social media, because we got some fun little things we're gonna put out. All right, thanks guys for being here. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Have a good Thursday, and I'll see you guys around. Join the Discord.